So what's going to happen with U.S. corn prices this year? That's one of the big questions that everybody's asking. Right now, really what we know is what's on the balance sheet from last year and what some of our expectations are for yield next year, and some thoughts around what's going to happen in terms of planting acres. Price has been depressed relative to the last several years where we came off 2012 with very low yields because of drought. Price was high. We've rebuilt stocks now. We're expected to have over 1.8 billion bushels. And we've made the case that exports are running at a very slow pace. What about the rest of the balance sheet? And how is that going to affect price? Well, ethanol at this point looks like it's on pace to be about flat. Feed is going to probably increase. Feed is really where we're going to have to move a lot of corn this year if we don't get a pickup in export pace. So feed will increase, but it moves at a much slower pace. We expect it to be up, but not up dramatically, maybe 1 to 200 million bushels. That doesn't have a huge impact. The real impact is if exports don't pick back up and get us back up around 1.6 billion bushels. That can take, we could see as much as 100 million bushels come off exports, and potentially more than that if the pace doesn't pick up. And that will probably cost us somewhere around 20 to 30 cents per bushel on corn as we go forward. Now, looking where we are in terms of planting, there's a lot of uncertainty out in the market right now. We don't have good prices in soybeans, corn, or wheat, or cotton. Everything looks down this year. Break-even costs have come down, but the projections are still for negative margins, and this is going to be a challenge going forward. What do you plant? We expect to see some normalization of acreage, but between corn, wheat, and soybeans, there has to be some acreage decrease over the next few years to sustain at or above break-even prices. And right now that looks like it's probably around 2% decrease, which is about 2 million to 3 million acres that would not go into those three major crops. So as we look forward, is this a time for doom and gloom? It's a time for the market to reevaluate. It's a time for producers to reevaluate where they are and what they're doing, what your cost of inputs are, how you're going to move forward, conserving capital, securing capital into the future, and really focusing on optimizing yield relative to the cost of the inputs you're putting in the ground.